part 2 of reviewing the engineering resumes wiki, which, again, I really like most of it, especially what I've seen so far. If you're currently working on a project, use present instead of current, now, or ongoing. I think current or present works. I don't really think this is necessary, but again, like, this isn't bad. Like, present still works, so it's okay. Like, there's nothing, I don't know why this wouldn't work. I understand why now and ongoing wouldn't work, because those are kind of off, but if you choose to include months in addition to years, don't use them and mix them seasons, semesters. Okay, so you need to have months on your job dates. You don't necessarily need months on your education or certificates, typically, unless there's an expiration, but you absolutely 100% need the months on your job history. So this is a big one that I think needs to be clarified. But beyond that, you need the months. It's very important. So many managers I've spoken to, they hate it when the months aren't there. So they say 2021 to 2023. Is that 3 years experience or 1 year? They don't know. So specific days of year is unnecessary. Yeah, that is correct. No one needs the date. The day. Ugh, the date. Don't abbreviate years. Yeah, I think it does look better to write it full out. I don't think that's a huge issue, but I do agree with this. Proper standard. Yeah, that's correct. If you clicked on the wrong thing. For date ranges, use end dashes, not hyphens. Probably, yeah. I think the word to works as well, honestly, but that's such a minor quibble. So, ensure there is a blank space before and after your end dashes. This was actually the thing that they were talking about a ton, and truthfully, this is not my specialty, and that is like, this does look better. So you know what? Now that I can see it written out because of my dyslexia, I agree. Use this, which is an end dash. I actually did not know the name of that. Right indent your margins. Yep. Your bullet points should not go further than the right than your dates. Yes. I was thinking of something else. This is correct. Section order. Once you've graduated from school and have a full-time job, work experience, skills, education. Okay, so this is the part I'm a little confused at, because you need your skills in your work experience. It is more critical that you put your work experience above education and above your, like, not work experience, education. I'm a little confused by this one. And I feel like if I saw it visually, I'd understand, because again, this is for engineers and their brains work differently than my brains, because I need visual and they could parse out instructions like a supercomputer. But you need the skills in the work experience. I'm assuming they mean a skills section, but I'm not a huge fan of skill sections in the first place. If you're a new student grad without much work, education, work experience, skills, yep, this is correct. But I mean, you still need the skills and bullet points. So, if you don't have any technical work experience, education, then projects, then work experience, and then skills. So this seems correct to me. Yeah. Names of tools is often a separate list. Yeah, names of tools is a separate list. I cannot speak today. Do not include a summary profile unless you're a senior staff or above. Making a career change. Okay, yes. Or addressing an unemployment gap. Yeah, I agree with this. Summary profiles are completely unnecessary in like 95% of the cases. If you are making some kind of career change, or there is something so incredibly off about your resume that the recruiter that looks at it goes, why is this here? Why are they applying? Then you need it. But in like 95% of the cases, that's not going to happen. Do not include a reference section. Yep, please don't. Or alternatively, unless you want another recruiter, like a third party, to call those references to try to get them other positions. But you don't need to include a reference. Contact information. Security clearance. Yep. If you have a foreign sounding name or your education work experience doesn't make it clear you're able to work, consider listing your citizenship. Okay, so on this one, the way I like to, and let me show you all what my thing is in a bit, but I believe that you should have your citizenship after your contact information. It should be at the top, should be name, phone number, email, or email phone number, and maybe LinkedIn, maybe GitHub. That's going to depend on the industry. And then below that, it needs to be US citizen or green card holder or eligible to work without sponsorship. And then if you are applying on site, the city and state you are at. I think even for, they say if you have a foreign sounding name, I think everybody should do that. Because when I was working internally, there were people that click the I need a visa button on the ATS because it's at the very end, which is such a bad thing on work, all those other work days and stuff. Is it at the very end? And if it's at the very end and you misclick and you say I need a visa, you're going to get rejected on like 95% of the places. But if in the resume they see US citizen and they see you click that, then the recruiter's like, okay, this is probably an error. I can go and like, interesting, weird, maybe there's an error, they misclicked. So I would suggest, even if your name is Bob America, you should still put your citizenship. I wonder if there is somebody named Bob America. There's gotta be. So don't include your physical address and zip code. Yep, only city, state. That's it. We don't need your area code. Don't include your location unless your job is applying for is in that specific city. Kind of, I think, I mean, sometimes for remote jobs, they want you to be in the correct time zone. So for remote jobs, you may want to put in the right time zone because time zones are really pretty big. So LinkedIn profiles are necessary. I think there's enough room to put a LinkedIn as long as you put it in the little corner, or your GitHub or your portfolio or whatever. It's going to depend on the job, but I don't think it's necessarily unnecessary. It also gives you an extra thing in case they misclick or you put the wrong information, they can contact you there. Gives the recruiter another avenue of contacting you, which is very good. Phone numbers are unnecessary. Interviews these days. So this one I 100% disagree with. In fact, I think, again, most everything in this is good. I agree with 90%, but I think this is the most egregious one, is that you need your phone number. We will not, sometimes email doesn't work. We need that phone number. There is plenty of recruiters that cold call. There are plenty of managers that cold call. There are plenty of managers that will call you to confirm an interview. They will call you out of the blue sometimes. You need your phone number. And if you are in the United States, it needs to be a US-based number. Because we cannot contact you if it's outside the state. I guess maybe if Canada doesn't work. But yeah. Maybe we can call Canada. I don't know. I haven't had a lot of calls to Canada. So you need your number. Again, this is the biggest thing I've so far seen is you need your phone number. Absolutely. List only one email address. Yep. Use modern such as Gmail, not AOL. I mean, I guess. I don't know if this is huge, but I don't have enough information to disregard this because I don't care what email. Most recruiters don't, but maybe there's a form or something that says differently, but I don't think the type of email, as long as it's professional. But yeah, don't use a college email. Don't include your GitHub profiles empty. Yeah, don't mask your email address. Yeah, keep it open. Write out your email. Yep, this is correct. Don't push your email with email. Yep. Display your, well, yeah, it's implied. Let's see. Don't include www. Don't underline, italicize, or color your email. Basically, you need to be able to double click like this and show the entire email in case it somehow doesn't process right. So yeah, that is part 2 of the engineering resume review of the wiki.